It's Aaron here. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to repair this hole with just a paintbrush or a paint roller. All right, so to fix this, we're going to be using the DAP Eclipse Rapid Wall Repair Patch. Now, this is a really great solution if you're trying to get this fixed quickly, or maybe you don't do a lot of DIY stuff. This is an easy solution that really just requires you painting. Now, if you need something that's going to be a little bit more substantial, and maybe you're going to hang something from here later, or you want it to be, maybe you're going to put a drywall anchor in it or something, this probably isn't the best solution. But if it's somewhere that's kind of out of the way, that you're not going to use, so for example, this is right next to where I'm mounting. Putting something there is a really easy solution that'll hide easily. You won't notice it in the future. It'll blend in just like you patched it, and you don't have to use any spackle or drywall mud to or cut anything out. It can honestly be done in half a day. It's really simple. The longest part is the time it takes for the paint to dry. So let's go ahead and show you how it's done, and we'll go ahead and get started. Now, when patching a hole, the first thing we always want to do is we want to clean up any drywall paper that might be sticking out, or just any, maybe you got some drywall that's hanging off. Go ahead and clean that up, just because we don't want that falling through and tearing our patch later. So go ahead and just clean all that up. If you have a knife, you can always cut it too. Just clean it up and make sure it's smooth. Then we're going to take our patch here. Pull this out. Now, when you pull this out, make sure it'll fit right over the top there. There are 6-inch patches you can get too, but if you just want to go the 4. Now we can go ahead and peel this off, and it's cut like that. So you just pull one side like that, and it'll start the process. Pull it away like that. Like I said, this is probably as small. It's going to be close. It'll fit. You could definitely go with a 6-inch patch on that one. And just push it down like that. Make sure it's tight. Like I said, they do make a 6-inch patch if you need a little bit bigger. And honestly, I probably could have used a little bit bigger on this one, but this one will fit for right now. So once the patch is applied, what we're going to do is just going to take paint here. We're just going to go over it. Again, we're not pressing hard on the middle. Go over it like that. A little bit more pressure on the outside. We want to do this before we peel off that tab. Now, the reason we want to do that before is because we want to build up the paint around this so that when we peel the tab off, it's a little bit more flush. Quite a bit of paint on there here. Doesn't have to be a thin coat. We can put a thick coat on there. And then we're just going to wait for that to dry, and then we'll pull the tab off. Now, once the first coat of paint is dried, we can just come back. There's a little tab here. We're just going to pull this. If you look close, what you can see, that paint's kind of built up around the edges there. Now what we're going to do is just take another coat of paint and go over it. Now, as you see, that does move. So definitely put more pressure on the outside, and don't put pressure on the middle, and then just keep going over it with more and more paint. Once you go over that, and let it dry, and then I would come back and do another coat. You just want to keep painting it until you feel like it's blended in enough that you're not going to notice it. But that's really all there is to it. Very simple. Again, if you have a fan or something, you can put a fan on that and it'll help dry it out. But that'll just make it quicker so that it'll just help it dry. But like I said, that's really all there is to it. Now, from a quality standpoint, it's not bad. I think it covers up pretty well. Again, it hides well. The thicker the paint you have on it, the better. The easier it's going to be to hide. The one thing I would say about it, if it's a spot where you might hang something, or where you got pictures, I probably wouldn't use this. I'd probably try to use a different method. And I've got some other methods you can check out. I got my channel. There's several other possibilities there. But I would only use this somewhere where it's going to be hidden and no one's likely to ever touch that spot again. And I just need it to look like the rest of the drywall. Like I said, the nice part is I've got my TV here. My TV's going to hang here, and it's going to cover this up. So really, no one will ever touch it again as long as my TV's there, so I'm not too worried about it. Like I said, it does work. Very easy to install. If you don't do a lot of home repair stuff, this is an easy solution that you can get done in, like I said, half a day. And the more coats of paint you put on there, the better it's going to blend. Now, the one thing I really don't like about these is, as you can see, it doesn't match the wall, even though it is flush. And don't worry about this part. This was just a little bit, didn't stick real well here. But as you can see right here, there's a difference between the texture here. Now, I'll do a couple more coats, but I don't know if that's ever going to change. You're always going to have that texture issue, and you'll see it's always soft too. So it never really gets solid like the drywall here. That's why I say the one bad negative to this is that you can't hang anything like you would over here. It's just not the same.